Hey everyone, this is daveac and this is my vblog 188 for Friday the 24th of February 2012. And yes, I'm back to doing it on a Friday evening after leaving them over till Saturday. What had happened is I used to do these on Friday afternoon, but I moved them to Friday evening because, as you know, at the end of each one, in under 15 minutes, I drink a wine, a taste of wine at the end of the show. So I have my wine poured out. So doing it in the afternoon, didn't really want to drink a whole glass of wine in the afternoon. What? Yeah, a glass of wine that just have a taste. Just pour a bit out and just have a taste. Nah. So that's why I moved to the evening. But it proved a little bit more difficult than I thought, but I'm trying to make space for it. So here we are. So, David, let's get on with it. Strapline for today: good day, good podcast, good drama, and a good wine. Although I did think about giving it the title A Terrific Day, Terrific Podcast, Terrifying Drama, Terrific Wine. Well, we'll see if that's true. Yes, I've had a really nice day doing some bits and pieces around the house, pottering about, doing stuff on the internet, and then I've just been relaxing and watching Star Trek The Next Generation. So anyway, let's get on with the vblog. Well, I mentioned that I've been helping Louis Trapani on the latest Podshot. Well, that is now up on the feeds. That is episode 266. You'll find it, of course, at podshot.net and, of course, on iTunes. And there's an awful lot in there, lots of feedback and some Doctor Who related news about the Doctor Who and Star Trek crossover. Give it a listen. Hope you enjoy it. But, of course, the Cultum Collective have been very busy this last week. On Sunday, we had Perry G, our very own Perry G, a astrophysicist that's in NASA. He was taking on, unusually for us, a topic called To Boldly Go in Science. And although there were lots of serious questions about stars and the planets in our universe, we did throw in a few light-hearted questions about science fiction and science. So that was on the 19th of February on our normal talk show ID 54821. Now, unfortunately, Ian the Sixth Doctor couldn't make that because he was at a convention. Now, he wasn't at Gallifrey 1 Network 23 that was over on the West Coast. He was at a convention in Florida called MegaCon, which isn't a Doctor Who, but there's lots of people there from Warehouse 13, Star Trek, and lots of other shows, and there's a lot of comic book artists there as well. So he was driving back, couldn't make the afternoon show, but in the evening, Mike Randathor and myself got a report off Ian about that. Remember, I told you some of the exciting news about that Chris McCarpenter was there, and Ian had managed to get her to say hello to me. So again, thank you for that. Anyway, Ian did a great report. That is also up on the feeds. But of course, normally in the Sunday night, we do our commentary that goes out in the middle of the week. Remember, we're doing Series 2 of the UK version of Life on Mars, and we did Episode 6. So that, earlier today has gone up on the feed. So that's Cultum Commentary, Life on Mars, Series 2, Episode 6. So that's 3 episodes for you this week. Now, this coming Sunday, that's Sunday the 26th of February, we're doing our delayed show about Cultum's Oscar picks. Now, it's the same day as the actual Oscars, but quite a few hours before they go live. So the Cultum Collective will be talking about some of the films that they fancy, or hope will win Oscars, and of course, actors and actresses as well. So hope you'll try and join us. That's 2 p.m. And we're still on Eastern Standard Time. We'll be going to daylight time soon in March. But for the moment, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, talk show ID 54821. Hope you will come and join that, but certainly do give it a listen. Okay, as I say, I've had a quite nice relaxing day, and one of the things I was doing earlier on was listening on BBC Radio 4 Extra to a science fiction drama, what I've heard before, and it is in actual fact a dramatisation of Day of the Triffids. So I've actually got it set up on the iPad here. So let's just hear a little bit at the beginning. Hope you can hear this in a minute.
And now we begin our unabridged reading of John Wyndham's The Day of the Triffids, a novel that's hailed as one of the all-time greatest works of science fiction. It's been made into 2 films, 2 television adaptations, but this is the hard stuff, the real deal. Read by Roger May, this is part 1.
Just play a few seconds of it.
Chapter 1. The End Begins. When a day that you happen to know as Wednesday starts off by sounding like Sunday, there is something seriously wrong somewhere. I felt that from the moment I woke. And yet, when I started functioning a little more sharply, I misgave. After all, the odds were that it was I who was wrong, and not everyone else, though I did not see how that could be. I went on waiting, tinged with doubt. But presently I had my first bit of objective evidence. A distant clock struck what sounded to me just like 8. I listened hard and suspiciously.
And I'm going to stop there.
Soon enough.
That's right at the beginning, when the main character in this is in hospital. He's had an operation on his eyes are bandaged up, and when he comes round, he's rather worried that the hospital is deserted and nobody's come to check on him, and that's how Day of the Triffids starts. So I've just looked on the Radio 4 Extra channel, and I think the first 4 or 5 episodes are there to be listened to still, and of course it isn't region locked. So John Wyndham's Day of the Triffids, brilliant. And the thing is, because it's on audio, you can be getting on doing your other thing, browsing the web, and still be listening to it. Highly, highly recommended. And I love the BBC TV series with John Dutty they did in the 70s. That is fabulous as well, if you get a chance to watch it. Okay, I've just got a little bit of tech stuff. Remember, I told you last week that I've got this 23-inch monitor, full HD, and I've got my satellite system down there that does have some HD channels on it. So I bought this little HDMI 2-in-1 so I could connect it. But the trouble was, look, where have I put them? Because although audio will go down the HDMI cable, this monitor doesn't have any speakers. So what I had to do is use a spare set of headphones, plug those in. Well, that didn't seem to be very good. So yesterday, Friday was it? Yeah, I bought these. They're just a little pair of desktop speakers, Logitech LS11s. They were £18. So what's that? That's $30, is that? They're probably only $20 in the States, but only 3 watts. But one of the things that's great about them is that they have the input for the headphones, but they also have an auxiliary input, so that you could, if you've got a music player or whatever, you can plug that in, and of course the dial switch, and then the little tweeter. And I'm really rather pleased with them. Got them set up behind, pretty good little speakers. I suppose I could give you. Let's see what's on. If I just put the. Is that coming on? Because it would be nothing on there.
In the Great War, men and women of all classes answered the call to serve their country.
So I think that's...
In response, there seemed to be unanimity across the classes.
BBC
Common
4.
purpose. Private W.B. Owens spoke for many. He was one of the Liverpool pals who joined up with a gang of his friends.
Hopefully that's stopped. Yeah. That was the speakers attached to the satellite system. And of course I've got a little rocker switch here that I can just change the inputs so I can watch it. So very pleased with that. As I say, £18, but it's probably only $19 in the United States. Okay, well, that's all I really wanted to do today, because I want to concentrate on this wine. My brother-in-law Gary, I was with yesterday, and he's gone off to Australia. but of course he cleared his fridge out and that, so he very generously said, look, I'm not going to bring anything back from Australia, so to save me having to do that, we'll go out and have lunch, my treat. And we went out as a treat. But because, of course, I was driving because I was running in to get him ready with his, suitcase and everything. We decided we'd get a bottle of wine, but I'd bring it home. Well, I mean, we had a small glass with the meal. And it's one of my favourites. It is Brown Brothers Shiraz, Heathcote Shiraz. And this is their limited release, single vineyard. 2009, and it, let me have a look what it says on the back, see if I can freeze frame that for you. Right, freeze frame that if you can read it. And let me have a little look with my thingy, because it's, unfortunately, the printing doesn't stand out that clearly. 14.5%, and really, from the marvellous Heathcote region. So, we'll actually have more than this poured out, but this is about my third go at doing this vlog. And of course, there's only half the bottle left because he had a couple of glasses and I had one. And then, of course, I brought the bottle back, and I've been very good holding on to it. So let's have a smell. And it is exactly what I want from my Shiraz. That brambly, fruity, forest fruit smell. And it is delicious. Ooh, I'm getting black currant. I'm getting lots and lots of like vanilla tannins and lots of little spices and pepper, and even some chocolate and thing. Oh, let me read what it says if I can. Very, very difficult writing to read, I'm afraid. Oak and tannins are beautifully integrated and will gain complexity with age. What does it say here? Deep ruby colour with dark berry and red colour nose. A spicy palate with plums and red fruit characters. Oak and tannins beautifully integrated. It's lovely. Now the wine, difficult to tell you the price of the wine because obviously we bought it in a pub. But I think if you can get it, and it's very difficult to get because I think it's the brewery that virtually buy up all the stock of this. I very rarely see it for sale other than some of these pubs owned by this brewery. I think it's probably about 10 to 12 pounds a bottle. Of course, in the pub they sell it for about 20 pounds a bottle. So it's really, let's call it an $18 to $25 wine, and it's worth every penny of it. 14.5% Heathcote Shiraz limited edition, single vineyard sourced. Absolutely lovely, and let me have one little more taste. And it's got a lovely long finish. What else does it say? Because I want to finish and enjoy the rest of it. It says something about the oak here somewhere, but it's so difficult to read on the back of this. What does it say? Cumbrian soil is perfect for growing the premium red grape varieties. Little wonder then that the region has earned a well-deserved reputation for some of the best Shiraz in Australia. We've been producing wine from vines that we planted there in late last century. Our 2008 limited release Heathcote Shiraz has a deep ruby colour and so on and so on. So it's lovely, really a nice wine. Sorry that you can't taste it with me, but I really love it. and it's 15 minutes. I've got to stop. So bye. Thanks for watching, everybody. Catch you next time.